Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. We so appreciate the snow that we got over the last few days. Isn't it nice? Yes, it's great for the earth. It's great to think about Christmas. And we so appreciate you all. And if you're here in person or you're online later on, what we want you to know is this. We're here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. We long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. We're here to remind you how much you're truly loved. Especially today when the topic is divine love. All the songs are about love today. This is one I've been wanting to sing for a while. They say that it says a lot about people, what CDs they have in their car, and I've had this CD in my car for quite some time and have wanted to do this song, so here we are. May I May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. Sing with me if you will. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. One more time. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May one more time. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. Beautiful. May love be in my heart. May I There you go.
Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. Here at Unity on the Avenue, we are a radically inclusive community that welcomes all people, all gender identities, and all relational orientations. Wherever you are on your path, including those not on a faith path, you are blessed, you are loved, you're lovable, and you are welcome here. For more details on our upcoming events, go to our website or check the newsletter. We also invite you to take photos of the slides. Our snack and chat has shifted to stay and chat until further notice for the safety of everyone. Immediately following the service, you're invited to remain in the sanctuary and mingle. The next Gong Bath with Greg Wilkins will be held on December 14th and the 28th from 7 to 8 p.m. Our prayer chaplains hold a healing prayer meditation service on the first and third Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. They welcome you to the sanctuary on December 21st and January 4th for this deeply sacred experience. Celebrating Christmas at Unity on the Avenue, we will be holding 2 glorious candlelight services at Christmas Eve service on Friday, December 24th at 2 p.m., and an encore service on Sunday, December 26th at noon. We will gather in joy to hear a powerful message led by our Reverend Dr. David Goldberg, Reverend Savannah Riker, and Eustaine Talley. Enjoy special music with Cheryl Renee, Laura Berman, Maylin Faulkner, Ron Bland, and Melissa Baldridge. Here at Unity on the Avenue, we are anchored in prayer. Our prayer chaplain today is Penny Ware. She will lead us with our prayer reading and our statement of faith. After the service, she will be available for one-to-one prayers.
Thank you, Donna Lynn. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to allow myself to enter this sacred time of prayer with you all. So at this moment, just take a deep breath, allow yourself to relax, and just feel the presence of Spirit within. At this time of year, this Advent season, I prepare my heart for the rebirth of the inner Christ child. So just feel that presence of the Christ presence within, and allow yourself to relax and these words to become your words. I take a moment to connect with the spirit of love within. Sometimes the season may seem to be about presents, food, celebration, but it's really about love. Love is the power upon which the whole world revolves. Especially at this busy time of year, I want to stay attuned to the love of the Christ presence within. The Christ presence within. Love. Through this reciprocal power, the love I give returns to me abundantly. The love I put out returns as love received. Love transcends all, transforming any perceived negativity into blessing. I express love with all my words and actions and prayers. I may give a plate of homemade food or send a heartfelt note in appreciation. Whatever I do, I let the love in my heart be my guide. So at this time, in this love, I want to send healing prayers and love for the injured who are going through this horrible tornado, to give them hope in a hopeless time, and at any time we direct our love to them, and direct us in ways that we are able to serve through our prayers. And for this love, divine love, we give thanks, knowing that in our hearts this Christ presence is the magnificent, dynamic presence that heals the world. And so it is. Amen. And please join me in our statement of faith. There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God, the good omnipotent. Amen.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Love to be centered by that song. Isn't it a beautiful one? You never know how songs are going to come to you. Most of the time I don't like the analytics that are in my phone. But this one actually showed up on YouTube either because of what I was talking about or because songs I was looking at. And it's somewhat of a new song. And I just thought it was very fitting of today. What I love about Christmas is the hug at your front door. It's the scent of the food we share and the stories that we tell. What I love about Christmas is the snowfall on evergreen, the hanging of the ornaments collected o'er the years. What I love about Christmas is you. What I love about Christmas is you. What I love about Christmas is the singing of the carols, the candlelight, the story of giving to those in need. What I love about Christmas is the homemade card from you, the laughter of the children and their smiles of gratitude. What I love about Christmas is you. What I love about Christmas is you. And this could be people in your family, baby Jesus, God, whatever you put first at this time of year. What I love about Christmas is the time we are together, to put away the hurt, find a moment to believe. What I love about Christmas is you. What I love about Christmas is you. What I love about Christmas is you. What I love about Christmas is you.
your gifts in this moment and all of the planning and organization that you put into so much work that you do with us. Good afternoon and welcome once again. My name is Reverend Dr. David Goldberg, and it's my honor to serve this glorious community as minister. And so good to be with you in person. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling tanned, I'm feeling ready, I'm feeling rested. Just like Richard Nixon, ready for another presidential run. So here we go. It was his line. That was the attribution. Sorry. I did want to call to your attention before we jump into the talk. We are so grateful for our friends and partners at the Greater Park Hill News. We have been advertising with them for the past several months, and this month for December, they bumped us up to the back cover. So, and these ads are not out of the church budget. They have been paid for by a private donor, and we're grateful for that. And so, if you would like to invite anybody to our Christmas candlelight services and you'd like something to hand them, feel free to use this, and it's absolutely recyclable. So there we are. And we are very excited about our Christmas candlelight services. The music, the message, the participants, the energy, the decorations. It is all that the season has to offer. And again, it's my great joy to work with such a tremendous team in bringing this service to Unity on the Avenue. So we very much look forward to being with you, either 2 p.m. on Christmas Eve. That way everybody will be done by 4. You can still go out and do your last-minute shopping if you're anything like me, and enjoy your time with family. And of course, on Christmas Day, we would love to see you the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, for our friends and neighbors in Canada. That's going to be our regular 12 o'clock service, but this service will be anything but regular. We decided, since we're putting so much time and energy into our Christmas service, we really wanted to share it with as many people as would feel called to do so. And if you're called to be here twice, you get extra credit. So, just like Santa, we'll take note and we'll keep you on the nice list. So one of the things that I so appreciate about love is that it is ubiquitous, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. That is our natural state. That is who we are. That is what we have come here to do. And when we choose to acknowledge it, when we choose to step into it, when we choose to be who we are, to allow that Christ consciousness to shine through us and express as us, that is when we see the change we wish to see in the world. I just did an experiment and I Googled the word love. 1.9 billion hits. So I just thought that would be kind of interesting. And, bless you, Maylin, for choosing only 3 songs that had love in the title. There are so many different things we could say, so many different directions we can go. In one of my favorite New Thought books, it says, the practitioner of New Thought principles knows that the spiritual man needs no healing, but this has not yet become revealed to the mind. What the healer does is to mentally uncover and reveal the truth of being, which is that God is in and through every person, and that this indwelling presence is already perfect. It goes on to say, we separate the belief from the believer and reveal that which needs no healing. Thought is sifted, and that which does not belong to the real person must be discarded. Whatever is of a discordant nature does not belong to the truth of our being. We really heal the thought. The spirit of man needs no healing, for the spirit of man is God. And so that is our frame of reference, my friends. That is our foundation as metaphysicians, as people practicing the principles of unity as highlighted by our beloved founders, the Fillmores. And so, I will reference something from the Science of Mind textbook, honestly, that just made me smile as I was doing some additional research around love and healing and divine love. In the Science of Mind textbook, it says, "A thought of love is always healing, and particularly so in the case of constipation." It goes on. If the practitioner has a full realization that love fulfills all the laws of life, his life and his patient's life, that there are no restrictions, no burdens, no inhibitions in love, which is the very life within, healing will follow. So there you are. We can talk about world peace and love, and we can talk about constipation, and we can talk about everything in between. Because again, what do we know? That the one power, the one presence that I choose to call God is in, around, and through it all. There is no spot where God is not, right? That is what we know to be the truth. The other thing that we know is that everything begins within. So when I was thinking about and meditating on what I wanted to share today, again, I come back to the internal work that we all choose to do as people on a spiritual path in a faith tradition. And one of the things that continues to speak to me is the work of Deepak Chopra. So I would share with you his 7 elements, or his 7 recommendations, if you will, ways you can expand and heal your heart and bring more love into your life. His first recommendation is to reconnect with your true purpose or your dharma. So often in spiritual counseling, and I know many of you are involved in a lot of the same work, oftentimes people will come and it can feel like a crisis. They will be saying, I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I'm here to do. And perhaps it's caused by a crisis, maybe the loss of a job or the loss of a loved one. Or maybe it's caused by a certain birthday that ends in a 0. Oh my goodness, as I've shared before, if I would have known I was going to live to be this old, I would have taken better care of myself. So we frequently have conversations around, what am I here to do? What is my dharma? What is my life purpose? If I believe that the same God that created me continues to dwell in me and express as me, how can I be sure? How can I be clear that I am doing God's work? Well, it is my great honor to engage in as much conversation as would be helpful for each individual. And I have to tell you, I'll give you the Cliff's Notes version, the spoiler alert, you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you may not be feeling it, it may not be bringing you the same joy and the same passion, but rest assured, you are where you are supposed to be, and you're doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing, you see, because it can be no other way. Now, that being said, we are in the place of co-creation with the divine. We get to co-create our human experience with God. So, I know that I am whole, perfect, and complete right here and right now, and I can still want to call in a different kind of experience, a bigger experience, a smaller experience, a different experience, a happier experience tomorrow, you see, because that is what we're here to do. We're all here to learn, to grow, and to expand, and to participate not only in our own growth, but in the growth of each other. So as we are looking to expand our love, to connect to our love, recognize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The second practice, honestly, that is still a growing edge for me, is to practice self forgiveness. A whole lot of us are really good about being in service. Oh, I don't need to work out. I don't need to go to the gym. I can go to that meeting. Or I don't need to go to church myself. I can go do this for somebody else. Or I can participate in that activity. Or I can take care of family members. We're all really good at that. We know how to put other people first. We know how to give. And the invitation here, my friends, is to receive. If we are to remain in the flow, if we are to remain in the yin and the yang in life, in the giving and the receiving, the equally important part of that is being able to receive. The equally important part as we forgive our neighbors is to forgive ourselves. So I invite you as part of that practice then, whether it is today as we move into the third week of Advent, or whenever it suits you on your particular Sabbath day, on your personal day of rest and reconnection. As you are forgiving those who have perhaps wronged you or that you perceived have wronged you, you get to forgive them. And you get to forgive yourself for your role in that, right? Known or unknown. We can choose to be the victim or we can choose to be the victor. So I forgive you, I forgive myself, and I choose to move forward in love. So I would suggest perhaps again that many of us have been through that exercise of forgiving somebody else, and perhaps not as many of us about forgiving ourselves. And again, that's not ego, that's not narcissism, that's simply saying that I recognize the God within, and my human self perhaps misstepped or misspoke or miscommunicated. And when we make mistakes, it's showing growth. That is what we get to do as spiritual beings having a human experience. The third piece I would invite you into is practicing positive self-talk. And perhaps you've heard me say it before. We had the great joy of being with my oldest great niece and my youngest great niece and a whole lot of Goldbergs all along the spectrum yesterday. Let me reframe that. It was my great joy, and Rick is a loving spouse. And we were with our newest great niece, who is 7 months old. And she makes my heart happy. And I'm holding her, and I'm doing all of this stuff. And Rick got this great picture of her, and she's just yawning. Okay, well, I do have that effect on people. And my point is, in my communication with this 7-month-old baby, if I wouldn't say it to her, I won't say it to myself. Do you hear what I'm offering you? If you are saying something to yourself, oh, that was a brilliant move. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, I've done that before. If you wouldn't say it to the youngest and the most vulnerable among us, don't say it to yourself, because you live with yourself, and it's that internal dialogue that is the most important. So when you hear yourself doing that, when I hear myself saying, oh, brilliant, David, it's like, well, maybe that wasn't brilliant, but it got me closer to where I want to be, right? So we can shift the energy. We don't have to leave it where it is, where it might perhaps do harm. So practice that positive self-talk. Transform your inner monologue. You spend the most time with yourself. Become more familiar with yourself. If we're not to the place of self-love, we can at least be in the place of self-like, right? You show up that way for the rest of the world, you get to show up that way for yourself. The fourth practice that I would invite you into is that of meditation. And to be clear, meditation can certainly be a lovely and beautiful experience in a meditation cushion for 20 minutes or 2 hours or whatever suits you and your lifestyle and your schedule and your challenges. And meditation is also riding a bicycle. Meditation is watching fish in an aquarium. Meditation is laughing out loud, that you can feel that at the core of your being. So again, sometimes in conversation, I will hear people say, I'm not a good meditator. I invite you to return that to the nothingness from which it came. Anything you do is a meditation. I have a great meditation walking my dog, and I have a great meditation lying in bed, and I have a great meditation on my chair and in my cushion. You see, we can make anything a meditation, so let's broaden our thinking. Let's expand our horizons. Rather than saying, I'm not good at meditation, what if we say, I love meditating when I'm walking through the grocery store? Anything can be a meditation, and I invite you into that, into the beauty and the grace that invites us into. And it has been said that when we meditate, sometimes we are asking or we are beseeching on behalf of ourselves or family members or people that we might be working with. When we pray, we're asking or beseeching. And when we meditate, we're listening. So if you've ever been in that human spot, as I have found myself, God's not listening. What's happening to those prayers? Why is God not responding? What am I doing wrong, right? Perhaps the opportunity is when we pray, we ask, when we meditate, we listen. So maybe we can get into that quiet place to hear the response. The sixth exercise, if you will, practice that I would invite you into is to spend time with loved ones. And please note my words. I did not say spend time with family. For some of us, that is synonymous. For some of us, it is not. And that's good. And that is absolutely okay. Create your family of choice. That is what has been done here so beautifully at Unity on the Avenue for the past 70 years, my friends. This is a family of choice. These are people who choose to come together, to think, to talk, to question, to explore, to live, to love, and find what serves the individual that can then serve the community. So spend time with loved ones. Find your tribe. Find your people, find your beloveds, whatever the term that suits you, that fits you, find them, set the intention, call them in. It is good. And then the final thing then is volunteer. We know, every one of us, I would venture to say, has had the experience when we're feeling off-center. Maybe we're angry, maybe we're sad, whatever our human emotion might be, when we know we're out of alignment, when we can get out of ourselves and offer something else to someone else. You see, we're taking ourselves out of ourselves. Volunteer. There is always someone or something or some organization that can use what you have to offer. What is that, you say? You want to volunteer at Unity on the Avenue Spiritual Center? Yes, we would love to have that conversation with you. Several of our board members are here. Several of our beloved chaplains are here. Several wonderful members of the community can all engage in that conversation. You are always welcome, regardless of physical ability, regardless of skill level. We love you, we bless you, we honor you, and we will set us all up for success as part of that conversation. So, my friends, again, we are always at choice. Will you choose to be a victim of love, or will you choose to be victorious in love? And finally, I shared something as part of our grief and loss service last week that really spoke to me. And it is a bit long, so I beg your indulgence. But what this is Albert Einstein on love. In the late 1980s, Leslie, the daughter of Albert Einstein, donated 1,400 letters written by her father to the Hebrew University with orders not to publish their contents until 2 decades after his death. This is one of those letters from Einstein to his daughter. For Leslie, when I proposed the theory of relativity, very few understood me, and what I will reveal now to transmit to mankind will also collide with the misunderstanding and the prejudice in the world. I ask you to guard the letters as long as necessary, years, decades, until society is advanced enough to accept what I will explain below. There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe and has not yet been identified by us. The universal force is love. When scientists looked for a unified theory of the universe, they forgot that the most powerful, unseen force, love, is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others. Love is power because it multiplies the best we have and allows humanity not to be extinguished in their blind selfishness. Love unfolds and reveals. For love, we live and die. Love is God, and God is love. This verse explains everything and gives meaning to life. This is the variable that we have ignored for too long. Maybe because we are afraid of love, because it is the only energy in the universe that man has not learned to drive at will. To give visibility to love, I made a simple substitution in my most famous equation. If instead of E equals mc squared, we accept that energy to heal the world can be obtained through love multiplied by the speed of light squared, we arrive at the conclusion that love is the most powerful force there is because it has no limits. He goes on, but I will edit and move to the last paragraph. I deeply regret not having been able to express what is in my heart, which has quietly beaten for you all my life. Maybe it's too late to apologize, but as time is relative, I need to tell you that I love you, and thanks to you, I have reached the ultimate answer. Your father, Albert Einstein. So, my friends, many of us are interested in the intersection of religion and science, of science and spirituality. And I share this by way of continuing to bridge that divide, to close that chasm between religion and science, as one of the greatest minds of all time recognizes that there is something to spirituality, that there is something to love. Please join me in prayer. How good it is to be able to share our hearts, to share our minds, to share our experiences in this extraordinary community that is founded in love, that provides the foundation of love for all of the work that we do in the world. And how good it is to be able to acknowledge that it all starts with self-love, that the work that I want to express in the world, that the work that I want to do begins with my loving myself. And so I bless each and every being within the sound of my voice, knowing that they are loved, knowing that they are lovely, knowing that they are loving, knowing that they are love. As I know that for each and every being, so too I know that specifically for this beloved community. Love is love is love. And so on this day, on this season of Advent, as we are preparing ourselves spiritually for the arrival of the Christ child, I know that we embody all of those characteristics that we see most, that we appreciate, that we acknowledge in others. Because you see, they are simply mirrors for who we are. So I bless every extraordinary being that gives a thought to the God consciousness, the Christ consciousness that they want to express, knowing that they are already that expression. I call it good. I call it very good. I call it divinely inspired and divinely appointed. And I recognize that every being is at their essence love. It is who we are. So I release these words. I release these words into that law that is objective, that grants whatever is spoken into it. And I simply say thank you. I say thank you for this beautiful season, for these powerful messages of Advent, and for the most powerful of all, of love. I love you. And we ground this together by saying, and so it is, and so I am, and so we are. Makes me happy to talk about love. And now, my friends, we have that opportunity, as we do every week, indeed, as we do in every moment of every day, to give where we are spiritually fed. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your generosity and your gifts and your tithes and your offerings. Thank you for your time and your energy and all that you put forth into this beloved community. And please join me in blessing our gifts and tithes. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Love, shine a light in every corner of my heart. Let the love light carry, let the love light carry. Light up the magic in every little part. Let our love shine a light in every corner of our hearts. Love, shine a light in every corner of our dreams. Let the love light carry, let the love light carry. Like a mighty river flowing to the stream, let our love shine a light in every corner of our dreams. And we all gonna shine a light together. Oh, shine a light to light the way. Light up the magic, every little part. Let our love shine a light in every corner of our hearts. Love, shine a light in every corner of the world. Let the love light carry, let the love light carry. Light up the magic in every little part. Let our love shine a light in every corner of our heart.
final announcements then, my friends, I did want to say thank you for those who have taken the forms at the back of the sanctuary with regard to your committed giving intention for 2022. This simply helps our board of directors have a baseline when we start our budgeting process as to what we might expect. So thank you for your prayerful consideration and for returning those as well. And I also want to welcome back our beloved president, Eustaine Talley, who had an interesting experience the day before Thanksgiving on the interstate on her way to New Mexico. So in Eustaine's words, there was no blood and there are no broken bones. So we are grateful and thank you for being here. You still have much to do. Also, my friends, as we move into our blessing for the children and the young people, I just wanted to make you aware that our beautiful Nadal will not be with us next week. They are going to be participating in a production of Pippin. So we bless you. We are so grateful to have you as a part of our community. We honor you in continuing to let your, as Janice Stanfield would say, I think, big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. So we are with you. And I apologize. In high school, I was a member of Thespian Troop 874, and I will not wish anyone a broken leg. So please, my friends, join me in our blessing for the children and the young people. Rub our hands together to get that energy flowing. It is good. And we say together, you are loved, special, and important. We see you and bless the divine being that you are. And that is the truth. And finally, as we go forth into this week of Advent, as we go forth into this week of love, I know that you personify it, and I am so grateful to be on this path with each and every one of you. Please, our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Go in power. Go in peace.
And we're all gonna shine a light together. All shine a light for light to see. Light up the magic, every little part. Let our love shine a light in every corner of our hearts. Thank you for being with us today.